normally would be like, well, it's,
Biggest question.
Anse Young, who's Anse Young going to beat in the final? That's kind of where we would normally kind of start these things. But I think it's a little bit of an unknown right now.
Guys, welcome back to ShuttleSquad episode 64. It's time for World Championships Preview Part 1. Today I'm here with Kirsty Gilmore. Hi, Kirsty.
Hello, how are you doing?
I am good. It's actually so funny because doing this online now it doesn't really make sense because I was actually in Glasgow, staying at your place.
Yeah, I'm currently
until
recording
yesterday.
from Tommy's room. This this was Tommy's bedroom for the last 2 nights, which is super funny. Yeah, we didn't have enough time to squeeze in a recording in person, so we're back online.
Yeah. I hope that we could do it in person, but also on the other side, we all hope that we could get the boys in as well.
They were the real problem. Boys, if
actually,
you're
yes.
listening, you guys were the real problem. We were available and
Yeah.
you guys had like training or something. So it's, a little selfish.
Preparing for some tournament in
Just a
coming up
little
in 2 weeks.
global championships. Don't even worry about it.
Yeah. Yeah. So this is why we do like the World Championships preview part 1 and part 2. So today we will be focusing on your discipline, Kirsty, on women's singles, and then also on women's doubles. And then I hope to get the guys on as soon as possible for a preview part 2 for their disciplines. So Christo, men's singles and men's doubles, and Marvin, mixed doubles. So stay tuned for that one. And today we focus totally on you, Kirsty, and on all the girls.
On the girls, let's focus on the ladies. I'm the closest thing we've got to a ladies doubles player. I'm the only one that's played ladies doubles
That's actually true.
out
of the group.
the group. So yeah, I'll take ladies doubles. That's fine.
Cool. So before we start with the preview, maybe some of you are asking yourself, why was Tommy in Glasgow? Why didn't we see? I posted something in our story on Instagram, but I didn't really follow it up really well.
It's just a teaser. Just a teaser. Don't worry.
Teasing.
It's all part of the strategy.
Nothing followed. I had one reel of you training little skill session, but there will be coming some more stuff, especially a little YouTube vlog about one day in Kirsty's World Championships preparation. I'm just saying next week. It has to go. It has to go out before the World Championships.
Yeah,
so.
If you say next week, then you've put that pressure on yourself. So you've called it.
Yeah, I have to put in the work in the editing. Usually that would be Fabi's job, but he's also super busy at the moment. We have a lot going on, and if he would have to watch all the stuff first and then start editing, that's double the work. So I said I will do it this time, and I really hope I get it done in time. So stay tuned on our YouTube channel, ShuttleSquad YouTube channel. Check it out, subscribe for some preparation of the Worlds of Kirsty Gilmore and some coffee maybe and some iron brew.
Yes.
If you don't know what that is, watch the vlog next week.
Yes, absolutely. I think that's such like a funny like behind the scenes that people wouldn't necessarily think about. Like you're the one that filmed it and you've saved the files and you know what's roughly in it, so it'll be like easier for you to put the pieces together, and kind of you would have been thinking about like a little narrative to run through it, and like if you just handed over the footage to Fabi, he would be like, right, thanks for the 6 hours of thanks for the 6 hours of footage. I guess I'll clip this down.
Yep. Yeah, so I have something in my mind. I just realized that I forgot to film a proper intro. So I will do that from home. So that's a real behind the scenes look now, because usually it looks like it was all on purpose, but now I'm just saying it. I just forgot to shoot I wanted to do it at the airport, and I recorded one, but that was totally crap. So I'm gonna redo a new one. Yeah,
That's okay. I think
you
people
will see.
people like a behind the scenes. It proves that it's not AI.
Yeah.
So, and that's like gold dust right now.
It's all human made.
Yep.
So yeah, that's what's coming. And I really enjoyed visiting you. I didn't really know what to expect when we planned this, but it was really fun.
Yeah, I know. We just kind of, it was like relatively last. We kind of threw ideas around a couple of weeks ago, but it was like quite last minute. And then just the reality of like taking Tommy to work. It was quite funny. Of just like, okay, we need to leave at 8 a.m. sharp. You can make your own breakfast. Make sure you brush your teeth, and let's go.
Felt like a little kid following you around. Okay, take your kids to work day, kind of.
Yeah.
So that's how I felt.
And I'm 1 year older than you, so it works.
That's true. But like, I don't know. Day one, I was going down in the morning, like for breakfast, and I was totally sleepy with the camera in my hand, and you were also like, oh, "Do I have to talk now?"
We were both looking at each other like, "I don't think it's camera time right now.
We have to do this." Yeah. You will see all that on YouTube. It was quite fun.
Yeah, it was a really fun couple of days.
So, thanks for having me. And let's dive right into our little preview. Do you want to start with singles or doubles? What do you prefer?
Singles. Let's loosen up with singles, because I know that more familiarly. I'm more familiar with the singles draw.
I'm really happy that you are a native speaker and also have some problems at sometimes.
Oh, it's probably the Scottish. Oh, first of all, I don't know if that's even a word, and second of all, R's are very hard for a Scottish native. The classic phrase to get a Scottish person to say is "purple burglar alarm."
Purple burglar alarm.
Yeah, purple burglar alarm.
Purple. True. It's like a purple. Are you serious? Yeah.
Serious.
Yes,
it's not bad actually.
It's so funny always. Yes, and let's start with the women's singles then. Okay, what we have let's cluster. I'm drifting into Scottish now. Let's cluster it into what are your favorites? What are maybe some dark horses or like players to watch that nobody has as a top players for the tournament, but maybe have a shot on some medals, like, I don't know, Victor Lai last year in Paris, for example. Or did you have him on your list? Because I definitely didn't last year.
No chance. No one. If you'd put money on Victor Lai, you could retire. If you'd done that last year, you could retire comfortably now.
This year not anymore.
No, he's made too much of a name for himself, which is so cool to see. Like he literally just exploded onto the scene, world medal, and then he's held on to that quality. He backed it up. Definitely, which is super cool to see. But we can let Christo talk more about that. When we get to the men's singles.
That's totally true. So we talk about the favorites, then some dark horses, then about your own draw, and then a little bit about your preparation, expectations, and then we can jump to women's doubles and do the same, but without your preparation, obviously, because you don't prepare for women's doubles, I guess.
Sure.
So who are the favorites for you? Do we just go through the seedings, or is Anse Young up there? I don't know how fit she is. She was didn't play the last tournaments, right?
Yeah, this is true. Like normally would be like, well, it's
biggest question.
Anse Young, who's Anse Young going to beat in the final? That's kind of where we would normally kind of start these things. But I think it's a little bit of an unknown right now. So apparently it was a left foot injury that she withdrew from Japan Open with, and then didn't even start in China Open. So I think what I've heard is that it was precautionary so that she could come into these world champs like ready and fit, but we kind of have no idea of what her actual condition is right now. I dare say it's quite good, but we cannot look past Akane Yamaguchi currently, going on current form, but also on just world championships. Am I right in saying she's won worlds 3 times? She's 3-time world champion, is that right?
I think so, yes. I think so.
Yeah, I think so. Like, this is her tournament. Like, this brings out the best in her. And she, up until this point, she played 6 straight finals and won 3 of them. Like, that's unbelievable.
Crazy.
Yeah. So she is
6
on
straight
form.
finals.
6 straight finals, starting from Thailand.
Wow.
Yeah, ridiculous. So she is on form, but I hope that doesn't mean like fatigue. There's always that risk. But
Yeah.
I can definitely, I could see an Ansa Young Yamaguchi final. I'm here for that. I would love that.
Yeah, that would be number 1 against number 2, right? That
Yeah.
would be the classic all the way, start
Definitely.
to finish.
Definitely. But if we look at some of the other seeds, it's probably, you know, I love an upset and I love an underdog, but if we look at the kind of lower down seeds, Sim Yu Jin has beaten a few good players recently. I lost her first round.
So that would be a dark horse already.
That's a little bit of a dark horse. Sorry, I might be jumping ahead here, but that's a little bit of a dark horse. I lost her first round of Indonesia, and then she went on to get to the semi-finals. And then I think she had like a quarterfinal of Japan. I'm not sure how she did in China, but Sim Yu Jin has had a couple of really, really good weeks. I like to think she took confidence from beating me. That's what set her off on her path.
Apparently.
But yeah, so that'll be what would that be? A last 16 for Yamaguchi. So that could be quite interesting.
Yeah, that would be round of 16.
If we're just talking about like, well, first of all, I think I can't think of many recent years where we've had a full 64 draw.
Yep.
Normally, the seeds, or at least the top 4 seeds, are getting a bye to the 32 and starting there. But every single player in the draw is starting in the 64 round.
Yeah, I mean, that actually takes us to your opponent already, because you when we sat there yesterday, and the draw came out, and I was like, okay, this is your draw. You have Han Yue, seed number 5 in the first round. You were like, yeah, but that can't be 64 because she might have a bye in the first round. But it is.
Yeah, we had to do some investigating. That was on a very rough screenshot from the YouTube live stream. So we were like, is that a 32? Is that a 64? But now we have the full draw in front of us. And yeah, it's a full 64 draw, which is gonna be tough for the ones that get to the latter rounds. That's what normally it's 5 rounds when it's a 32. So this would be 6 back-to-back games of badminton.
Yeah. I mean, it makes sense, right? Why would you usually not fill the draw if you have a draw of 64? I mean, it's the World Championships. Why not just bring them all in?
Absolutely. I don't understand why they sometimes do it and they sometimes don't. Marvin would know. He knows these things.
Probably.
But yes, my first round will be tough. But I've had a decent showing against Han Yue before in Delhi, but a different arena, actually, a couple of years ago, although I was very ill, and we played, I think we walked on court at about 11:15 at night. So I had as long as possible to recover for that match, but I wasn't in my best condition. And then, so it was super late at night, I lost the match, come off court, anti-doping. So that was a pretty rough day in the life of Kirsty Gilmore, but we made it through. So yeah, it's been a while since I played her. We're already starting to look at some video and already implementing with some of the other players today her kind of habits and tendencies and favourite shots and kind of how to deal with those. So we're already kind of looking at that. And yeah, right now, I guess this kind of moves on to prep. We'll just mix everything in. But are right now we're really focusing on putting like all of the quality and the energy into the on-court sessions, and they're not like the longest sessions. We're really trying to not eat into like fatigue levels right now. There's some tough sessions in there that I'm like fatigued in the moment, but like by the end of the week I'm not like the most tired I've ever been. We're really going for like quality and intensity and intent in the court sessions, and then I've actually even like eased off of my bike sessions a little bit, just so
Yeah.
that there's not that much fatigue in the legs, and I can, you know, pump the quality into the court stuff. So yeah, so far so good with the preparation, touch wood. And yeah, feel quite good.
It's going to be interesting. I mean, it would be interesting to have the boys here, obviously, to see the differences in your prep, because when we texted in the group, when we could fit in the podcast, and then Krista was just like, guys, I have 6 hours of training every day at the moment. I cannot really fit that in.
Yeah,
So that's kind of a different approach. And
definitely.
it sounds crazy to me. I don't know how he's still, you know, how he's doing that like many days in a row, rather close to a tournament also.
Yeah, I guess
When he's taking some more relaxed sessions, or how the sessions look. I mean, 6 hours of training is not 6 hours of training, can be, you know, depends on the intensity of this 6 hours. If you go all in 6 hours, then you will not go in all in the next day. So that's just impossible, I guess. So let's see what he says about that. I don't know.
Yeah, let's ask him. But Christo does seem to be a little bit superhuman.
His
but
father
yeah.
calls him Iron Man.
He just never really seems to stop, and he never seems to be injured. I don't want to tempt fate or anything. I've literally just touched wood, but yeah, boy never stops. It's crazy. And I guess there is an element of like age and stage. I would be able to do 6. Like I have to kind of predict my back. I know my back can't sustain that, so I kind of have no choice but to go kind of short and sharp and intense on things, and really focus in on specifics. Whereas Christo is kind of, yeah, he's in that big base filling stick. I forget how young he is, and he can just run around all day.
Yeah, it's crazy. But back to the women's singles draw. I mean, you said An Se-young and Amaguchi, obviously the favorites. Then you threw in Sim Yu-yin from Korea.
Yeah.
And then what do you think about Sindhu at the moment? Home tournament, also played really, really well the recent tournaments.
Yes, I'm just looking exactly at her name on the draw.
Is that her big comeback on home soil?
I know, right? There was maybe there was about a year. She went away a little bit. I think she had some injuries. She came back and she didn't really get much momentum. She was kind of losing first, second rounds of things, but she's been back the last few months, definitely. And yeah, home world championships, that's a recipe for a medal, I would say. And she's a big tournament player. I don't think she's someone that like crumbles under pressure like that. She's already won the world championships in 2019 in like spectacular fashion. I don't think she dropped a set, and I think she won the final in like 21-6, 21-3 or something against Okuhara. It was crazy scores. I don't know if that's totally correct. You can tell me in the comments.
Fact check us.
Fact check us, yeah, please. But it was a crazy score. It was a crazy match. So yeah, I think I would put Sindhu on the podium. I feel like you're going to ask me for my podium picks. So I would say.
So Sindhu, that's the thing. It also depends on the draw, right? So Sindhu would be
top half.
Yeah, top half, semifinal, An Se-young, if we look at the seedings. But she would have to beat Wang Ziyi in the second round already. No, not true. Round
16.
of 16, sorry.
Yeah. That's true.
And that's also a big name.
Absolutely. And Wardani she can shake the top players as well. She would have to get past her in the quarters. So yeah, Sindhu, Wang Ziyi, that would be so interesting. I think on current form, I would give it to Sindhu.
Crazy.
Yeah. Yeah. Definitely. And in home country, on home soil.
That would be actually cool to see. Only because it's like the home soil that always. I think that always makes tournaments even more special if you have players from that country making a deep run, because just the crowd loves it obviously, and the whole hall is kind of electrified when home country players just step on court, and everybody recognizes it because it's just getting so loud.
Definitely.
That was
It's
really cool to see
always,
last year in France.
yes.
So Paris was a really good example for that. So yeah, that would be cool.
Definitely, absolutely. And then if we look at, if we were spoken about Yamaguchi, she would have Sim Yujin, which could be tough. Who else is down there? Chen Yufei and Ratchnok are all down in the bottom half, so she would have to tussle with a few of those as well.
Yeah.
Ratchnok, I feel like her consistency is still a little up and down. I'd say Ratchnok has like a quarter final in her. I'm not sure she can get through Chen Yufei to reach a semi. Personally, I will happily be proven wrong.
I mean, also I did a huge mistake because we cannot. It's gonna be tough to see Sindhu versus An Se-young in the semifinal, because An Se-young first has to get past Kirsty Gilmore, the European champion,
That's true.
to get there.
We didn't consider
So
this.
I didn't really think about that. And also, interesting matchup for the first round, I think An Se-young playing Kaloyana Nalbantova, who also had
Yes.
some really good results recently. And I was interested to see how far she could go on the World Championships. Probably I didn't have like a podium in mind or something like that, but some one or the other upset that I could have seen. And now obviously super tough for her to have An Se-young in the first round. That's going to be, if she does that, this is already the story of the tournament. But yeah,
Yeah.
let's
think,
see what she can pull off.
Yeah, Nalbantova she's just fearless. She just throws herself 100% into every match. Sometimes that means she maybe overdoes it a little, but that it also kind of could catch someone off guard in a first round. Definitely. So that's a spicy little matchup for a first round, actually.
Yeah, I think that's quite a good. We're already down 23 minutes, so that's actually a good start for the women's singles.
Well,
Anything else that you want to add?
Yeah, there's a good first round with Wang Ziyi and Bei Wen Zhang. That's a good little first round. Yeah.
True.
Bei Wen's unseeded but has been top 10. I think she's had a little injury recently, but I mean her shot quality is unbelievable. And then what else did I notice? Who else is there? There's Katatong versus Yo Jamin first round. They're both previous top 12 players. Both struggling with injury recently, but yeah, that's a really interesting game too for a first round.
I'm just seeing that Stefanie Stoeva is also playing singles again at the World Championships. That's also
Steffi's playing singles and Gabby's playing mixed. So both
interesting that
sisters,
they decided to go back to two disciplines
at this point. Huh?
Yeah. It feels a little random.
I know, right? But you think you kind of get more concentrated as you get older, but they've kind of broadened their horizons, I guess.
Yeah, but I mean, still that great transition to the women's doubles category. They are also doing really well in the doubles. They had a period that was not so successful. But they are now back in the top 10 and go into this World Championships as number 9 seed.
Yeah, that's crazy.
But if I see that correctly over here, they have a bye in the first round. Then either Spain or India in the second, and then they would have to play the number 1 seed. So that's also a tough draw for them.
Definitely. Yeah, I mean, Liu and Tan, the top seeds, have been like dominant. So I would struggle to see the Stoevas beating them. It wouldn't be, totally out of the question, but yeah, I think it might be a a last 16 exit for the Stoevas personally. But yeah, the women's doubles, it feels quite is it, who's the second seeds? Oh, Fukushima and Matsumoto. Okay, I was going to say it's quite China heavy, but I think China have, I want to say four seeds, three seeds, I think.
They have,
which is quite impressive.
They have number 1, number 4, number 8.
Yeah. 3 seeded pairs. So that's good odds
crazy.
of them getting on the podium. Definitely.
Sure.
Yeah. Other standouts, I think Fukushima and Matsumoto have had a good run recently. Who else do we have? Back in Lee suffered quite a little surprising upset in Japan. I think they lost to the American pair. They lost to Lam and Lee.
I don't know, to be honest.
Let me see. Yeah,
I'm not as good as prepared as I should be. I'm just realizing, especially on the women's doubles category.
It's hard to keep up with absolutely everything. That's for sure. But that's a good transition. I think the USA pairs are quite like ones to watch out for, because Lam and Lee have managed to sneak a seeding, which is quite impressive. And Corbett and Guy, I think if they get through their first round against the Australian pair, there's a little opening there with the Taipei pair, who are a good pair, but I think they're shakeable. I think they're beatable. And like Team USA, what Team USA have done recently, is impressive. They've really, really been up in their game recently across the women's doubles and the mixed doubles. They've had some good results.
Yeah, it's interesting that, you never saw USA like long time ago, that we had one Indonesia-infused pair back in the days, but they USA kind of back on the map of international badminton. That's actually really interesting.
Yeah, especially because they
Canada
don't really
as well.
have, and Canada and like North America are really in there, and especially because they don't have like a particularly like centralized setup for their national team, so they're kind of all doing it off their own backs and sorting their own training out. So it's really impressive.
Yeah, definitely is. Is there anyone that you also have on your dark horse list, or
the Americans probably. So Lam and Lee have the winners of Jolly and Gopichand, and the Spanish pair Lopez and Rodriguez, and I think the Indian pair beat the Spanish pair in 3 sets. It's maybe Canada Open, if I'm remembering correctly. And Jolly and Gopichand have, like, they came out of the gate so fast a couple of years ago. I think they got like All England semi. And then I think they've had a couple of injuries. But if they can find their momentum, that will be a great match.
If we look at the European perspective, we talked about the Stoivas, obviously, as number 1 from Europe. But who would be the next pair to watch? I mean, it probably is the Scots, isn't it?
Probably. They're definitely up there. We're missing the French. We're missing Margot and Camille.
Girls.
Ukrainian girls we've got in there. The Polish girls who are on the circuit quite often. Danes, but not a top Danish player as we're used to having in the past.
But I don't see the French in the draw. Are they injured?
I think Margot's still maybe coming back from her. She had a neck operation recently.
That's the reason.
Yeah, so I think she's working her way back in, and they suffered that pretty surprising first or second round loss at Europeans. I think that was partially due to to Margot's injury. So yeah, there's a couple of other European pairs like kind of dispersed throughout, but yeah, I think honestly after the Stoevas, it might be the Scots and the Ukrainians to look out for.
We will see. I think that's a really good start for part 1. What are you doing now for the last few days? I mean, it's still, you are flying on August 13th. That's exactly 1 week from now.
Exactly 1 week. Yes, I had a tough session this morning where I just do all of my work in the one go and we don't rotate round people. So I did my like solid hour of high intensity work. Supposed to be 2 against 1, but we did 1 against 1 today to really make it quite match like. So yeah, and then I had some more bike afterwards. And tomorrow multi-shuttle and weights. And then next week I think will be very like sharpening intensity. Maybe back to some bike sprints rather than the longer spins. So yeah, just get my head down, do what I'm told. Yeah, and try to be as fresh as often as possible.
That's a really good strategy, I guess.
Yeah, I think so. I'm a player that gets a lot of confidence from hard work, and like that gives me confidence in my legs and in my body that I can go and last a whole match. But I'm working on like trusting that that's in me for the last, I've been working on that for the last 20 years. So I'm choosing to trust that I've got that down. And not that we're not working hard, but we're just slightly shifting focus to shot quality, shot decisions, shot weight, and all those kind of little tiny things that will win me 2 or 3 extra points per game. Because I feel like I'm pushing these top players very close and I'm missing out on those like finest of margins. So we're kind of working on some strategies to seal off those last few points. And I really like that. I'm very confident in that plan.
Yeah. And I mean, obviously on paper, you have a really tough draw with the number 5 seed, but as your coach Ingo said to you, you told me, so I know, if you execute, you're the hard draw.
Yes, so I texted him. Yeah, I texted him to say, "Oh, tough draw, but let's go." And he said, "When you execute, you're the tough draw." I was like,
"That's what we need."
Yeah, I needed
that.
That's
the mindset. That's the mindset. Perfect, Kirsty. Thank you so much for your time. Once again, as every time, and have a great preparation for the last week, and fingers crossed for the Worlds. I think we will only get back to podcast together after the World Championships, so you guys can really focus on what you do over there. And we are all set for the women's disciplines now, and then, as I said in the beginning, we will get the boys in to discuss the other 3, and then let's see what happens over there. Sadly, I cannot be part of it this time. Cannot join, but Fabi will be there, and maybe we will get some ShuttleSquad content. We will see. He might also be busy with the Federation, German Federation stuff, but let's see what happens, and then we'll try to get something out for you guys. Amazing.
Absolutely. Cool.
Thanks for listening, everyone. Thanks for your time, Kirsty. Best of luck, and talk to you soon.
Thank you. Talk to you guys soon.
Bye-bye.